has reached the defenders of the Imperium of the Tyranid infestation growing in the southern forests. To destroy these creatures before they get any bigger, General Montgomery has ordered a regiment of Tempestus Scions to lead the regiment's best veterans to purge the brood pits taking root in the southern jungles. To further this end, the general requested that Karnak's Shadowmane lend his battle brothers to support this endeavour. However, Karnax is reserved to commit men to fight the infestation, while he has bigger things on his mind, such as the forces of chaos. However, he does entrust a small squad to assist in the purge.
Alright, and welcome to Warzone Australise. Today is called Into the Pits, following one of the Faith and Shield plot lines, featuring the Tyranids and the Imperial Guard. And yes, that is a huge swarm. So, today, as you heard in the explanation, the Imperial Guard are sending their veterans into the brood pits. So what's defending the brood pits today?
Alright, well, here we have a High Fleet detachment being led by a Flyrant.
Flyrant with Twin-Link Devourers.
With 2 Twin-Link Devourers.
Yep.
We also have a Turvagon with Crushing Claws, Adrenal Glands, etc. And a Carnifex with a barbed Stranglethorn Cannon and Adrenal Glands.
Right.
We have a squad of 2 Neurothropes. Sadly, I didn't go around to painting these, but...
Zoanthropes.
Zoanthropes, yep. Then we've got 2 squads of Warriors. So one's a squad with better shooting weapons, and the other one's a squad with Rending Claws.
Righto.
Then we've got a squad of 5 Gene Stealers. Squad of 5 Rippers.
And then
the bulk of the swarm, 2 squads of 13 Gaunts with Adrenal Glands. And then 2 squads of 12 Termagaunts, 6 of which have Devourers.
Cool. Alright, let's now take a look at the Imperial Guard. Alright, so what do the Imperial Guard got?
So the Imperial Guard, we've got a standard FOC, being led by Commissar Pike. He's a Lord Commissar with a power sword and carapace armor.
And the Emperor's Benediction.
And the Emperor's Benediction bolt pistol as his relic. We've got 2 squads of veterans. One squad has 3 plasmas, the other squad has 3 flamers. And then we've got a Militarum Tempestus platoon, commandos, SAS of the Australise Imperial Guard. We've got the platoon commander with bolt pistol and 3 what do we call these things?
Beyond me. The veteran commands.
The weapons.
Oh, the hotshot.
Hotshot volley gun, that's it. So we've got 3 hotshot volley guns. And then we've got 3 identical troops choices. The commander has a bolt pistol. And there are 2 melters. And every squad has a box upgrade.
Okay.
They are supported by an Aeronautica detachment consisting of just 1 Valkyrie. And an allied detachment of Space Wolves, led by a Wolf Lord with power weapon.
Battle leader?
Yep, with a power sword. A squad of 5, what are they called? Blood Paws, in a drop pod.
And you're actually right on points there, and the free drop pod just puts you over. So, these are the armies for today, and of course we're using our normal special rules, which you should of course go to the website and take a look at if you're curious. And now we're going to deploy these, and we'll do our best to explain some of the special rules as we go along if they're important, see if they drastically affect the outcomes of things.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just go and consult the blog, they're up there. So let's get into it.
So Justin is playing the Tyranids and is now deploying them. As per the rules of the scenario, he can deploy anywhere on the board. He has declared the Flyrant to be his warlord and rolled the warlord trait that gives them 2 2 points when slaying an independent character in a challenge. He also rolled Psychic Scream and Warp Blast for the Fire and Psychic powers, Psychic Scream for the Turbogun Psychic power, and the Zone Threats in addition to Warp Blast and Dominion also got the Psychic Scream power. And then Lord Commissar Pike rolled on the Astra Militarum Warlord trait, and he got Preferred Enemy against the Tyranids. So we'll be back after deployment.
Alright, so we've just finished deployment, and
As per the mission special rules, the forces of the Imperial Guard have all deep struck on, being ejected from their high-flying Valkyries and grab shooting down.
yep, and the Tyranids were allowed to deploy anywhere they wanted on the table edge, or on the table. So they've kind of deployed to camp the objectives, which the Guard now have to knock them off. So now we'll go into the game turns, beginning with
Turn 1,
turn 1 Imperial Guard.
Imperial Guard get turn 1 automatically.
Yep. So
Let's see how much damage they can do.
for the Tyranids.
For those who are unaware, the Imperial Guard are outnumbered by 500 points in this game.
Yes, there's a 500 point difference between these armies, so that will be interesting.
However, both armies have access to squads coming back after being fully destroyed. So for Imperial Guard, it's the Tempestus squads and the Valkyrie.
Yep. And for Tyranids, all troops choices go into ongoing reserves when they're completely destroyed.
In addition to the regenerating modes that some
Yes.
of them are close to.
Yeah, for the purpose of this mission, we're using some custom-made objectives. So, 5 and 6 were biopools, which allow Tyranid, either monstrous creatures or gaunts, to regain either D3 models or D3 wounds if they're within 3 inches at the start of their turn. And this one was a synapse node that we rolled for, and the last one is irrelevant because we didn't roll it. But again, you can find all of this online so that you can use it and play with it, and I don't know,
If you want to try and do
if you want to try and do this scenario. So we'll get into it now. Enjoy. So the Imperial Guard movement phase, things have shuffled around a little bit, getting into better firing positions.
Yeah, just sort of spread them around.
Squads backed up to
Moved a
get
few
some
guys.
cover.
Yeah, try to move the guys more into cover.
This has gone into hover mode and just jumped over a little bit. And this squad, I think, has moved back a little bit into.
They've just moved
Cover.
into cover.
So now we go into psychic phase. Yay, no psychics. Now we go into shooting phase.
Yes, we do. Shooting phase time.
Alright, so at the end of the Imperial Guard shooting phase, combined hot shot, volley fire, and melter guns from these 2 squads completely eliminated the warrior brood that was on this objective. The flamers completely removed the... what are they? Term? Hormagaunt brood. Combined fire from the Plasma Veterans and the Malta Tempestus took this down to 2 wounds.
Unfortunately, 2 of the plasma vets killed themselves.
Yes. Rather funnily. Over here, the Tempestus managed to kill one of the warriors, and being in hovering mode, the Valkyrie unloaded its missile launchers onto this squad of Hormagaunts, killing 7 of them, and then 1 more from the heavy bolter. And then the 2 sponsors couldn't see them. So, and no assaults, because nothing can assault, everything shot. So now we go into Tyranids, turn 1. Some stuff is coming back. So, in the movement phase, these guys returned, deep striking on. Flyrant flew up 24 inches from his position. These guys moved through cover a little bit to get line of sight on Guardsman over there. So she regenerated, going back up to 4 wounds, spawned 9 dudes, rolling no doubles. They stay where they are. They moved up, and they moved up, and he repositioned himself. Then we just finished the psychic phase. The only power that successfully went off was a warp blast, which was centered over that squad but scattered and killed anyone. So, disappointing psychic phase. And now we're into the shooting phase. So, in the Tyranid shooting phase, managed to eliminate a few guardsmen from here. There was a bit of shooting that happened at the Valkyrie, but didn't hurt it in the slightest. And then over here, with some templates and a lot of shots from Flesh Borers and Devourers, did a lot of damage to this squad and left 2 Tempestors here. So now we're going to go into the Tyranid's assault phase. Alright, so assault phase happened. The Gene Stealers charged them and killed 2 and then were immediately slaughtered. Losing 2 to Overwatch and then the other 3 dying to Guardsmen.
Yes, the Guardsmen managed to repel G-Stealers somehow.
Over here, the Tervagon charged the Tempestor Scions.
They killed 1.
The Scions dealt a wound, and the Tervagon killed 1. Nothing happened over here, and these guys managed to kill just enough Scions to force leadership and then cut them down.
As they fled.
And that was it. Assault kind of backfired over here with Gene Stealers. And now we go into Scion's turn 2, and we see the arrival of Space Wolves and a returning squad of Scions. So the Imperial Guard movement phase, a couple of units have advanced forward here, taking up new positions. The Valkyrie has gone into flying mode and looks like it's going to go pursue the Flyrant. Drop pod has landed full of Blood Claws on the bio node over here, and he has acquired a Milky Way.
The Carnifex has destroyed the Milky Way.
Such is the power of the Carnifex during, I don't know, what edition was Carnifex great? So now we go into shooting phase and orders. And these guys repositioned a little bit to actually shoot at something they could shoot at. So let's see if they're slowly pushing the tide back. Let's see if the Scions can push it back further. Alright, so shooting phase happened. Very long shooting phase. A couple of gaunts were ripped from that squad. The Valkyrie took some shots with the last cannon and heavy bolters. The heavy bolters actually managed to end up doing a wound through bad luck on my part to the Flyrant, but he stayed in the air. This squad snap fire at him. This squad and this squad poured some fire into the zoanthropes, dealing 1 wound. This Guardsman squad, what did they do? They shot at these gaunts, didn't they? And they killed 2 of them. This managed to kill 2 Hormagaunts, and the squad that disembarked managed to take 2 wounds with bolt pistols.
Yeah.
This is why I tell you not to underestimate bolt pistols. And then that is it.
Guards are still holding out on this flank in particular, but they're about to get
More Tyranids are about to arrive.
more.
Tyranids.
Probably not going to be able to hold back the time. Let's see what happens then.
Alright, so in the Tyranid movement phase, the Tervagon spawned another 10, but we only had 8 remaining models. So, and didn't get any doubles, so it can still spawn. It moved back onto this objective, hoping to secure it and heal. Shuffled around the gaunts that have spawned from it. These gaunts are staying exactly where they are. These Gene Stealers just arrived via Deep Strike. These have moved to engage the Space Marines. These regenerated 2 thanks to the Bio Pool, regenerating D3 units. So the 2 that lost came back. The Carnifex reshuffled, trying to stay in range of the Synapse node over there. These moved through cover and got out of the crater and closer. The Flyrant flew well away from the line of fire of that Valkyrie. The Rippers, in sheer accident, deep striked here, me being just close enough to avoid mishap. And then these guys ran forward to keep themselves some silence. So now we're going to go into the psychic phase and see if we can't do a little better. So, in the psychic phase, Tyranid's got 9 warp charges, Astra got 4. Excuse me. These guys were moved just within range of the Tempesta squad and managed to psychic scream them off the field. Then they failed to harness their warp blast, got a single psychic shrink on that poor little squad there, but they denied it.
With the single dice.
With a single dice. So that was the psychic phase. So now for shooting. So in the Tyranid shooting phase, these Rippers managed to kill a couple of these guardsmen, killing the Flamer. Over here, combined fire from these and the Flyrant, with an incredible number of 6s, glanced the Valkyrie to death. But it's coming back. So it happened. Over here there was some shooting that was ineffectual. Those ran. It was fine. Just ran. Yeah. So and then in the assault phase and charge phase, these charged, and they both charged. Overwatch actually managed to kill a few Gaunts here, but Overwatch failed pretty much everywhere else. So we'll resolve the assault phase, and then we'll go into Tempestus turn 3.
So at the end of the Tyranid assault phase, the spawn Gaunt squad killed the remaining veteran guardsmen over here. And then over here, these Hormel Gaunts wiped out the Tempesta scales there.
Yep. And then over in the back corner.
And then in the back corner here, these guys bludgeoned each other and did nothing.
More like gently caressed.
Yeah, absolutely nothing happened. And that is the end of Tyranid turn 2.
Yep,
So for the Imperial Guard, the Tempestus 3 squads and the Valkyrie came on from ongoing reserves. This squad tried to land on the objective but scattered to the other side of these Rippers here. The command squad finally moved up so they could take on these guys. The remainder of the veteran squad is going to also help with the Rippers. And then over here, these guys dropped on over here to get behind these Gaunts, and more importantly the Turbogon in sight. And these guys
tried to be over here.
They tried to land behind the house there and ended up scattering over here. So they're in real trouble. And that's it.
Oh, this guy.
Yes, and the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie deep struck on there. Giving it
Aeronautica Valkyrie.
Giving it a good range of targets. Alright, now it's time for shooting phase.
Alright, so in the guard shooting phase, this guard's Tempesta squad removed the Gaunts that were here. The combined fire of these guys in a rather disappointing shooting took down the single Ripper base and dealt 1 wound. This got shot at by this and it jinked, but it did not harm it. Over here, the combined fire of this Tempesta squad, saw the Turbogon die, finally.
And it's
Psychic backlash, killed a squad there, killed 3 there, and killed a single one there.
Thanks to an abnormal amount of 6s rolled.
Followed by 1s.
For cover saves, for armor saves, and then a whole bunch of 1s rolled.
Lots of 6s and 1s just happened. From 11 hits, 1 died. And that was it for the shooting phase, and now we move into assault phase with only this assault going.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you how it works out. Hopefully they'll stop caressing each other gently and actually kill each other.
Hopefully someone will not actually die.
Alright, so,
As they were supposed to, the Space Marines have come and kicked ass.
finally killing the warriors, actually.
Killing the warriors.
Killing the
and
warriors,
routing
and then,
the
yeah, routing the
Gaunts without their sign-ups to keep them in check. But those Gaunts will be coming back next turn anyway.
Yeah, and they're on their way.
Gene Steel's on the way.
Hopefully they can hold the line and keep this objective. Well, they're going to be keeping this objective because of the drop one anyway.
Unless the Gene Steel starts to drop one.
Yeah.
Which they could blow it up in their ending.
The Gene Stealers have a choice. They can only kill one of these things at a time. But we'll go into Tyranids turn 3. Alright, so movement phase for Tyranids turn 3. These popped back on. These guys got their feeding result. I have to assault the nearest one, so I'll move them so it'll be the command squad. These guys ran out from under cover. These guys have moved to distract. He's turning and flow this way. They've advanced up, gonna go steal the genes off the Space Marines. One of the Gaunt squats mishapped and got placed here by the Imperial Guard player. He's most pleased about that. These regenerated, connected the synapse node to these so he could move. And psychic phase generated 5 warp charges total, and no powers went off. Not a single one actually succeeded. So now we're into the Tyranid shooting phase. Hopefully it's better than the psychic phase. Alright, so in the shooting phase, these ran a total of 1 inch. These shot at them and they passed all their saves. This snapfired, getting 6 hits on that. On snapfiring, ridiculous, but then not glancing a single one. Stranglethorn fired from Carnifex, killed one of them and hit them, but didn't wound. Didn't pass the save. And now we go into the Tyranid assault phase. So in the assault phase, 3 wounds apiece here, all from different sources on the Rippers, so it was interesting figuring out the wounds, but 3 wounds apiece, so everyone's staying in there with drawn combat. Over here, I think it was 1 kill each. Yeah. No. Yeah. And over there, it was a failed charge, actually losing 1 to Overwatch. And that's it. So now we go into turn 4, the second last turn before the results, so very important turn. Let's see what the Imperial Guard do.
At the end of the Imperial movement phase, these guys have just sort of moved around the combat there happening. Meanwhile, over here, they've just sort of moved out of sight of the Carnifex.
Has the Valkyrie gone to hover mode?
Oh, I forgot to do the Valkyrie, I'll do that. And they move forward, and the Valkyrie still needs to move, which I'll do in just a moment. The Valkyrie did go to hover mode, and decided to hide behind this log here. Now it's on to shooting phase.
So these guys managed to kill 5 of the Gaunts over there. Over here, the Valkyrie unleashed Rocket Death on the squad down there and wiped it out. While over here, the Space Wolves unleashed death on the Gene Stealers that were there. And there were some pot shots taken here that missed, and a shot taken here that missed.
So now, it's time to go into Imperial Assault phase.
So all but 1 Ripper base was destroyed, while taking no casualties in return. Over here. Over here we had 1 die apiece. Oh. And then over here we had 1 Zoanthrope die and 1 Tipustus die.
But because of Fearless, they're not budging. So that is the it for Imperial turn 4.
Yep.
Now it's time for Tyranid turn 4.
Alright, so in the Tyranid movement phase, beginning of turn 4, these moved up. Trying to get them off that objective. The Carnifex has moved up to try and get them off the objective. These are moved up, try and set up a little barrier around the synapse node over here. These unfortunately deep striked all the way over here when they were supposed to land over here. Squad that I tried to put over there got delayed on a mishap, and Tyrant's turning this way, still flying. Alright, let's go into the psychic phase. So in the psychic phase, another shitty psychic phase resulted in these Tempests getting noted off the field of psychic screen. And everything else either missed on the turn that I successfully harnessed it, or was just useless. Got Dominion off on him, and that's about it. So in the shooting phase, these ran to position themselves around this, so no one could come contest it. Twin-Link Devourers, Grubworm got rid of those Space Marines, those Space Wolves.
Sad face.
These ran up. This ran away, this moved forward. That was it. So now we're going into the assault phase. So at the end of the Tyranid's assault phase, the Rippers that were here were slaughtered, but the Guardsmen were slaughtered by these guys and then fell back to get some razor wire cover. And then over here, the last Gaunt was killed from the Turvgon spawn, and these guys can solid over there. Probably looking to push on the Carnifex. And now we go into the most desperate final hour, the fifth turn. So whoever controls the most objectives at the end of this turn 5 will be the winner. And failing that, we will go into kill points, which will be a lot of kill points. So hopefully, it all comes down to this. So go to the Imperial Guard turn 5, their last chance.
So the Valkyrie has gone back into flight mode and gone forward to shoot the enemy behind their lines. Tempestus squad tried to deep strike in here, but ended up going right in front of the Carnifex, so they're in trouble. Which caused this squad to have to take their place in securing this objective, or at least attempting to for the moment. And then over here, these squads just repositioned themselves to get good shots in. Well, this squad did, the command squad did not move. And obviously, this stays where it is, holding that objective there. Now it's time for shooting.
What is it shooting?
So the Valkyrie fired its missiles and stuff and destroyed a whole bunch of that squad there. Over here, the two Tempestus Scion squads combined and reduced the Carnifex to have 1 wound remaining. Sadly.
Yeah.
Well, over here, these two Tempestus squads combined fire to destroy what was left of the Hormagaunts. So, at the end of this turn, there will be no assault phases. Assaulting in the assault phase.
And you control 3 objectives.
Control 1 objective there, 1 objective here, 1 objective here, so that's 3,
4.
plus first blood is
4
points.
4 to 2 at the moment.
But now it's the Tyranid's turn, and he's got 2 squads coming back by the looks.
3 squads coming back.
3 squads coming
Thanks
back.
to you.
So it is highly likely he'll be able to contest many of these.
Let's see what happens.
Alright, in a shit-tastic turn of events for Tyranids, I tried to drop a Gaunt squad here to shoot them up and get Warlord kill. They mishapped and got placed all the way over here by the Imperial Guard player.
Yes, that was incredibly amusing.
In the meantime, another Gaunt squad came over here to contest, just making it on without a mishap. And these guys also just made it on without a mishap, coming very, very closer to where I was going to have them to contest that outright. Meanwhile, this is going to charge forward, these are charging forward, that's moved forward. He's turned, can fly, hopefully do something. These have moved, and I don't know, these might take a little shooty-witty. I don't know anymore, I just want to contest. Alright. Psychic phase.
Psychics.
Here's the result of the psychic phase. The psychic phase hates me. That is the end of the psychic phase. Now on to shooting phase.
Nothing happened, all psychic charge tests were failed.
by ridiculous extremes. Alright, so we just very quickly did the shooting and then very quickly the assault phase was very quick. And basically, the Tempest is here, and the Tempest is there, and that was it. They're dead from both phases. So, at the end of this leaves the Tyranids with 1, 2, 3 points.
Yep, they score 3 points. Imperial Guard scores 1 point, plus 1 point for First Blood. So the Tyranid player...
Is that objective secured?
This is objective secured.
Well, that overrides that.
Oh! That does override that, yeah.
So that puts at 3 each.
3 each, yeah.
So now we'll go
Draw.
figure out what a draw does for us. So in this case, a draw has counted as a Tyranid victory for the purposes of what mission takes place in the next in the campaign for what I've written. So that's how that's going to affect the story outcome. Simply because the Guard just weren't able to get rid of enough of the brood pits, which is the same thing as not getting rid of any of them, really.
The Guard
Plot-wise.
needed a solid victory in order to count this as a win.
Yeah. So Montgomery's plan has failed. The
Ironically,
brood pits have still intact, if a little damaged. So
we need to roll for what happens with our Warlords and select our MVPs.
we'll be back with the MVP stuff. As always, the Warlord stuff is on the block.
So it's time for MVP and most useless. So for the Imperium, our MVP is the Valkyrie.
Glorious as it was.
It might have been shot down once, but it really did a lot, especially in crowd controlling all the various swarms. I believe it personally eliminated 2 or 3 of them by itself.
3 swarms by itself, and the only wound done to the Flyrant.
Yeah. For most Lucius unit, we have nothing. We discussed it and we believe that the Imperial units, every single one of them pulled their weight, and none of them were rendered useless or ineffective.
Yep, every one of them performed their absolute best, or at least did something very important throughout the game.
For the Tyranids, we decided the most valuable unit
Was the Turbogon.
was the Turbogon.
Not once did I roll doubles while spawning, and those spawns bought me extra time in tying up units that I just couldn't kill.
Yep, he
It was
was
very disposable, and the Turbogon itself was a big, scary thing that took a while to kill.
Yep, and even wiped out a few squads as well. The most useless unit for the Tyranids is
Gene Stealers.
the Gene Stealers, because they did nothing but run around, chase tail, and get shot up.
Yeah.
Although their threat did make them not entirely useless, but they were definitely the most useless. Second most useless was probably this squad here, since they sat there
the entire time.
the entire game.
But
and
they covered
did
that
nothing.
objective for me the entire time, so...
So that is the end of that segment.
I
Check
mean,
out the blog, and we'll catch you next time.